The Moscow police have begun searching for 64-year-old Valery Andreev, one of the most dangerous and wanted criminals in Russia. Investigators suspect that Andreev, known as the Orsk Maniac, killed more than 100 people over 7 years, from 2006 to 2013. In 2012, Andreev was even detained, but was soon released due to a lack of evidence. Afterwards, he vanished, and the Orsk Maniac is now pursued by Interpol. The Ministry of Internal Affairs offered a 1 million ruble reward for information about him. Meanwhile, investigators recently received information that the serial killer might be hiding in the capital. Valery Andreev was born on April 10, 1957 in the village of Shakarsky, Svetlinsky district, Orenburg region. After finishing school, he learned the profession of a driver and then worked as a long-haul trucker for 15 years. In Orsk, where Andreev moved from his native village and from which he got his nickname, he was considered a law-abiding citizen. He had never been prosecuted and the man had almost no administrative violations. In many years of working as a driver, he was only cited 3 times for speeding and never had a single accident. Andrei Vavorsky was known as a model family man and father of 2 sons who had no problems with alcohol or drugs. Neighbors described him as a decent and polite person who easily gained people's trust and made a good impression. However, despite such positive characteristics, some of Andrei's colleagues and co-workers noted one detail. According to them, since the mid-2000s, Andrei had trouble communicating with people and was in a state of psychological discomfort. Due to this, he reportedly restricted communication with co-workers and favored solo long-haul trips, avoiding partners and trucker convoys. Later, during the investigation, it was revealed that Andrei's routes ran along the Orenburg-Chelyabinsk and Samara-Orenburg highways. It was in the vicinity of these roads that most of the alleged victims of the Orsk Maniac disappeared. Most often, these were female residents of Orsk, as well as the villages of Novosergievka, Kamenu-Zernaya, Tazbulak and Mojarovka in the Orenburg region. All these settlements are located in close proximity to the highways traveled by the truck driver Andreev. Investigation revealed Andreev committed at least 7 murders. Victims' genetic materials were found during a property search. In total, the investigation suspects the Orsk Maniac of being involved in the murders of more than 100 victims between 2006 and 2013. Law enforcement authorities believe that Valery Andreev committed his crimes according to the same pattern. The truck driver would offer a ride to a young woman who was walking along the road, standing at a bus stop, or hitchhiking on the roadside. The gray-haired and seemingly good-natured man did not arouse any suspicion in his victims. But such rides ended with rape and murder in the forest. At the same time, Andreev chose certain types of women, preferring young and slender ones. Investigators quickly linked the Orsk Maniac's attacks on victims whose remains were found in highway forest belts into a series and began searching for suspects. On September 30th, 2013, in a forest belt near the village of Zhantalab, not far from the Orsk-Chelyabinsk highway, the remains of 18-year-old Olga Zhuravleva were found. Her skull and bone fragments had been partially buried. She went missing on June 30, 2012. At that time, investigators questioned witnesses, and they said they saw the girl get into a Sangyong sport utility vehicle before she disappeared. The car was tracked by cameras, and it turned out that it arrived in Orsk. The investigation showed that there are only 2 cars in the city that fit the description. Simultaneously, one is registered to Valery Andreev. According to billing data, Andreev and Zhuravlev were in the same place shortly before her disappearance. Therefore, in early July 2012, the truck driver was detained and questioned. The investigators lacked direct evidence, so the suspect was released. The maniac ensured there were no second chances for witnesses. Although Andreev was released, he remained under suspicion. His car, garage and work truck were searched. Biological traces and several washed bloodstains were found in the vehicles. In Andreev's garage, the police found bloodied hammers, knives and fishing lines. During questioning, the truck driver's colleagues shared their long-standing suspicions. They assumed that Andreev used the services of prostitutes. The thing is, many times contraceptives, jewelry, women's underwear, hairpins and other women's hair and clothing accessories were noticed in his vehicle. Andreev was questioned again following these stories, but he failed to appear before investigators. On July 6, 2012, he called his wife for the last time, after which he disappeared. Soon he was declared wanted. Because of his work, the suspect had repeatedly visited Samara, Chelyabinsk, Orenburg, and Nizhny Novgorod. Therefore, the investigators first started their search activities there, but they did not bring any results. After information about Andreev was posted on the internet and reports about the maniac started coming in from different parts of the country, people said that they had seen the serial killer in Leningrad Oblast, St. Petersburg, and Krasnoyarsk. The police neither confirmed nor denied the information promptly. Meanwhile, Andreev's escape shocked his family. His loved ones flatly refused to believe that a cruel maniac and murderer had been living next to them. The Orsk maniac is still on the federal wanted list as a particularly dangerous criminal. The Russian Ministry of Internal Affairs offers 1 million rubles for help capturing him. The Orenburg region's governor also pledges $500,000 more for useful information. And on December 3, 2019, Andreev was added to Interpol's list of most wanted persons. The list, published on the website of the International Criminal Police Organization, was compiled for the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. It included 8 people wanted for alleged crimes against women, including murder. The list included citizens from Russia, Ukraine, Denmark, Norway, Brazil, Cyprus, and the United States. In addition to Andreev, another Russian, 37-year-old Nuran Musayev, who is wanted for the brutal murder of 2 women, was also included. Reports that the Orsk maniac has been seen in various regions of Russia are still coming in. In August last year, Krasnoyarsk residents spotted the serial killer. The criminal's photo and description were published on the Regional Ministry of Internal Affairs website. On March 11th, media reported that the search for the Orsk maniac expanded to Moscow. The police sent out a wanted notice for Andreev. The investigation received information that he might be hiding in the capital region. Soon this information was confirmed by eyewitnesses. Moskovsky Komsomolets published a story by a student who saw the photo fit of Valery Andreev and remembered that she had met him in Odintsovo, near Moscow. The girl said on March 10th around 5 p.m. while returning from her studies and getting on a bus, she noticed an elderly man boarding right after her. He sat across from the student, looked her over, and started asking about her origin and destination. The girl remembered that the stranger was missing many teeth, and some of his teeth were gold. She also noted that the man's clothes were dirty, as if they hadn't been changed for a long time. 2 days later, the student recognized the person she had encountered from a composite sketch posted at the university. She promptly reported it to the police. Meanwhile, law enforcement agencies have no objective information that the Orsk maniac might be hiding in the Moscow region. The investigation into the series of crimes against women in the Orenburg region is ongoing. According to the source, the search has been ongoing all these years, and at the beginning of 2021 it was decided to intensify the search. In this regard, the case materials were re-examined and additional measures were planned to catch the maniac. Among other things, a new portrait of the wanted person was created in 2021, taking into account age-related changes and possible attempts to alter his appearance. This description was sent out by the local police department. The investigation does not have any confirmed information about the whereabouts of Valery Andreev. Throughout the years, he hasn't tried to contact his family, wife, adult sons, or any acquaintances. The investigation repeatedly verified information that Andreev was imprisoned under a different surname. There were reports that he had left for one of the neighboring countries, but none of these messages were objectively confirmed. It is possible that the maniac has died. As someone without any criminal experience, he can't hide for so long without coming to the attention of law enforcement. At the same time, besides Andreev, other suspects were also checked for involvement in the numerous murders of women, but during the investigation their innocence was established. That's why today Andreev is the main suspect in these crimes. The Orsk maniac was reportedly seen in Odintsovo near Moscow. Thus, apart from the statement of one girl, there is no other evidence so far that it was actually Andreev. Surveillance camera footage is being examined, but no traces of the serial killer have been found in the analysis so far.